I just pressed live, so we'll see. Shalom.
Check
We're
them
gonna
out.
we're gonna double check on make sure that the sound and everything is okay. So when someone sees it, let me know so we can.
You got here. You got hot here.
Mm-hmm.
We're up.
Perfect. All right, we know we're good. If we need to, we can open the door if we need to, or close that door just out the heat.
Claiming they hot.
Yeah, the mountain. I'm hot too. Shit. I'm on fire.
But we live.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Well, we are the Brothers of the Great Millstone, the branch here in Chicago. And first and foremost, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors unto the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops of Connecticut. Salutations to all our fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, and to those few aqua that are listening and learning. And yeah, we're gonna go into this video. And there's a particular prepper that I like to watch because of his diligence and his research and the information that he gathers from what seems to be very, very credible resources, because he's dealing with people with boots on the grounds in the places where things are happening. Not just hearing it, second and third person. He's dealing with the resources from the people that are given the resources from where the thing is actually going down. And one of the things that he said is that he didn't say it, he actually showed you the evidence that the Ukrainian president is basically against the United States and the Western powers and NATO. What he's saying is that they're escalating this thing and hyping it up far beyond what it needs to be, and they're the ones pushing for this war in Ukraine, and then the solution of making Ukraine a neutral territory. Somebody get there for when they say peace and safety. They'll be. He said that if they just make Ukraine a neutral territory like Finland, it'll be no problem. But what you have to understand is that NATO and America has an agenda, and Russia and China and its allies are just quite simply in the way. They all have the same agenda for this whole New World Order, but they don't want. Neither one wants to give way, because America wants to stay in power and in control, and they know they can't do that with Russia and in China. And it's crazy that they would try to challenge those two powers, because those two powers alone could probably wipe out the whole world.
That's it.
All right, with the advancements that they've made in their military, because contrary to popular belief, America does not have the most powerful military. They might be among the biggest and more spread out, but they're not the most powerful.
See, but the part of their hubris is to be more spread out. If that's actually a weakness, if you have over 1 million soldiers, but you have 100,000 here, 10,000 here, 30,000 here, 50,000 there, if an army that's bigger than the army at the location of that particular base is bigger than that, the resources it's going to take for you to get your other men there after you already have an attack is going to be catastrophic to the different places. You don't scatter your army like that without. If you're going to scatter it, make sure you scatter it with bigger than whatever army is in that area. America's dumb. That's why the Most High has put a wrench in what's their understanding and you're right. Is their understanding and teaming? The Most High has taken it away from them. Yep. All right. He gave you the knowledge just for you to do what you did, to give you to put you in such a way you're so wicked. You fucked up. You done fucked up. Now it's nothing you can fucking do. You know what I'm saying? That's but right. This is on 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right?
Yeah, and see this guy at the end of his videos, he's always saying that we need to pray to Jesus Christ. That's
right.
Name. Right. And he's always saying that we need to pray for peace and woo up the bam. The Lord does not want peace.
That's right.
All right. That's not. See, anyone is screaming peace. That they don't understand. In order for the Lord to bring peace on earth, He's going to bring a sword first.
Well,
because you can't because what you have to understand, all mountains, hills, and anybody can want to get a scripture relating to that,
Gotcha.
but all mountains, hills, and principalities have to be brought down for the kingdom of heaven to raise up. And somebody get Daniel 7:18, and the kingdom of heaven is going to be set up by great violence.
I got the one you quoted.
All right, go ahead.
This is Saint Matthew. This is Saint Matthew 10 verse 34. You know what the elder had quoted. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
There it is, man. And a sword, when a sword is it's brought out of its sheath. All right. That's an act of war. It's no longer peace. You know, the sword's in the sheath, there is no war. The swords come out of the sheath. You know, it's just like today. You know, the cops don't walk around with guns in their hands. They walk around with their guns holstered. All right. You know, you're not to draw your weapon unless you intend to fire it.
Samurai style.
Point blank. Period, man. You mentioned the samurai. Some of my favorite samurai movies was Zatoichi, the blind samurai dude.
Yes.
He raw as hell, and the thing is, Satoshi wouldn't harm you until you drew your sword. Yeah, once you drew your sword, then he drew his sword and you was in pieces. Then, you know, so once the sword is drawn, it's on. Ain't no more talking, no more peace.
Right.
I got a precept, concern. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 4, verse 29. It says, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down.
That started 28.
Got it.
Come on, man. You know better than that. 4 and 28, brother. Now go ahead. Yeah, you gotta bring that out.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 4, verse 28. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee. Damn, I thought it was
Cool.
for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come.
Right, because a lot of people throw that out the window. Like, why does this have to happen? Why look at all this wicked ass shit this man did, man. He shed the blood of the children of Israel first and foremost. Well, really, first and foremost, he blasphemed the Lord.
I bumped into this dude I was talking to today, and I damn near told the dude, like, bro, I'm tired of even talking about this, man. We know what the fuck is about to happen. This shit gotta happen. You can't see the writing on the wall.
No, you can't.
It's like, but he did agree with me. It's like, this gotta go down, man. I'm like, look, the mark is the mark. This shit ain't the same. It ain't never gonna be the same. You walking around with two things on your face, you sticking out your arm, taking shit. And then the white man, the Caucasian man walking around free as a fucking fugitive on earth, man.
Now that you said that, let me read something real quick. This was Zay Speaks the Truth team. I actually reposted it. And it's an image of people, of a crowd of people, and most of the people are wearing masks. And it says, and just listen closely. And it says, some people wouldn't know tyranny if it covered their faces.
Wow.
Locked them in their homes, and enacted the biggest wealth transfer in history, censored them, made them show papers, and forced medicated them.
Wow.
Bible shot, could you send me that, man?
It was tyranny, man. And that's hey, you know,
exactly what's happening.
Most of E knows that tyranny. Our people don't really know that what that is. You know, they think they complying according to that it's going to bring them peace. Well, we see that we are at the ends of that, and you still won't have peace. That's why you're going to have people that feel like they have freedoms in this life, because E doesn't even have that. They're going to fight against this NWO, so-called, man. They're going to fight against it. And that's a part of what's in the scriptures, man.
You finish that could you finish that 2nd Ezra?
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 4, verse 29. It says, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, it cannot it come that is sown with good. For the
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
For the grain of evil seed hath been sown in the heart of Adam from the beginning, and how much ungodliness hath brought up unto this time.
Hey man, so like I say all the time, you can't pour sugar on shit and call it a sandwich. This place has to be eradicated for us to have real life, for us to breathe real air, to eat real food, to have sex with real women, for us to be real men. This has to happen.
Right. You notice the brother said have sex and not have intercourse. You know, now that that's been broken down, man, it's heavy, man.
Yeah, the elder big guy laced my boots with that.
You know,
he laced my boots with that.
You know, yeah.
Because I never had sex in my life, and I have a lot of intercourse.
Yeah. So it's a shame that you have intercourse, but you don't have sex. And, you know, that's a lesson for another time. But go,
that's right.
I got one for you.
Go ahead, bro.
It's Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 20. It's like 27. Yeah, 27. It says oh, I got it. It's like 22. It says, moreover, this was not enough for them. They erred in the knowledge of Yahweh, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. You know how the brother said, the intercourse versus the sex. We live in a bullshit ass life, man, and you really these things
living. We exist.
These things have to come. Like knowing these scriptures is what's gonna keep you going. Seeing these people lead each other, man. Seeing these people get judged the way they're gonna get judged, man. Because this is madness, man.
They're about to do that. Mm-hmm. You know, the Netflix series, We Are All Dead just started. You know, and I watched a couple episodes of it, man. And hey, look, shit is real, man.
Read the
because the brother said the great place he called peace. And as these things are increasing, people are actually thinking that this is bringing freaking things back to normality, man. You know, like they think like they're gonna the more they comply, the more things gonna be back to normal, and that ain't gonna be the case, man.
Ain't the case because this is not gonna end with restricted breathing and restricted movement and restricted access.
Not being able to go to the restaurant.
All right, that's not gonna fix any damn thing. Matter of fact, that's making it worse because now what you're doing is you're hurting the business owners.
Yep.
All right, the business owners are completely being, annihilated by this shit because they were already getting less people than they were before. Now they're getting less than less than the less now.
Right.
You know, so if you're used to 100 people a day, and then with everything that's happened, that was down to under 50, and now you didn't cut that in half.
Inflation right there.
And that's one thing that this war, we're about to play this video, but how this war kicks off, and we all know that the last, that the MOTB is the end all be all, and when the arrows begin to fly. But what you have to understand is that this is going to lead up to that. This is going to make that come that much faster, because what's going to happen is that it's going to have an excuse now to go ahead and kill the dollar. Mm-hmm. All the money and resources is going to be gone away from different sorts of aids and welfare and things of that nature, and the food, the supply chain is going to completely be halted, and every bit of supplies is going to now go to the military machine.
That's right.
And that's what's about to happen. You have to understand the way these people are mobilizing. There ain't no turning back from this shit.
That's it. They did. The United States just commissioned to set up digital currency regulatory over Bitcoin and digital currency.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because the United States already has a Bitcoin called USD, US dollar.
Yeah. And
they're going to. That's the foundation for the MOTB, the Karagma,
that
the financial credit
in itself.
Yep. And
because you got a lot of people that have invested in this Bitcoin and become Bitcoin rich. Yep. And they're going to become broke almost overnight because the Bitcoin is going to be worth nothing. Because Jamie Dimon said it about 3 or 4 months ago. He said that Bitcoin was basically, in a way, and he said that he was saying that Bitcoin is going to become obsolete once we put our shit on, because Jamie Dimon is down with the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve has its own digital currency. So once the Federal Reserve begins to use this digital currency, two things happens: the death of the dollar will be 100%. And the death of Bitcoin will be 100%. And so so you're definitely gonna have uprisings and riots in the streets at that point.
I was gonna say that's what scripture says. Most don't trust on certain riches, because the
Like
whole
Christopher Green,
God,
that dude gonna probably take a shotgun and
Smoke his nose.
Jesus.
Yeah, he might be smoking that shit.
Right.
Jesus Christ is king.
Until next time, guys.
Hey,
Right.
You got people who believe, like I know a lot of people who think they gonna invest their way out of hyperinflation and shit. These niggas believe this shit.
Yeah, because they
And
think
my dumbass cousin, she was at the funeral calling me trying to get the men of the Lord together so that we could do some sort of investing. And and I'm just listening to her and I'm like, you have no idea. And because it's your duty to give back. You're men of the Lord. And I'm like, we are giving back. We're doing the work of the Lord, man.
That's right.
There is no greater work than what we're doing.
Hey, Pete, just laying back off the Elder Malcolm.
No,
Peter
we were out
himself
in- we
said,
were out
"See
in-
it go."
And teen temperatures yesterday.
Shit,
You know?
shit. We've been out
And we've been out there
cold
worse than that.
Mhm.
And it's funny, the older I get, the less I can handle the cold.
Shit, I can't handle it.
So
That's
this is
Fuck.
some's got to give, man.
I got a quick precept.
Go ahead, brother, bring it
That's
up.
Zephaniah 1:18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the days of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by his fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So nothing they do is going to be able to help them. Everything has to go according to his prophecy and his plan. The Lord is not going to, his word will not return back to him.
And he said,
Right.
speedy riddance.
No matter how hard you
Yeah,
fight,
yeah,
like
yeah.
rolling with Izzy, right?
Mhm.
Give me that. Let's go ahead and play that video.
You want me to start it now?
Yeah, we're gonna start it and just hold your peace. We're gonna practice. We're gonna play about 10 minutes of it. We'll probably play like maybe like 2 or 3 minutes at a time, and then let some points come out, and then let brothers bring out scriptures, and we're gonna try to go through it like that. Because if not, we'll be here all night. So let's let it play for about 2 or 3 minutes. Stop, bring out some precepts, and then we'll continue on in that fashion.
I appreciate that one though.
Because he gonna say a lot. So trust me, you're gonna be like, whoa, it's heavy, man. But
Listen to one.
But like I said, at the end of all his videos, this dude is praising Earth Pig, and telling everybody to pray for peace and that this don't happen. I'm like, then what Bible are you reading, man?
Because Christians don't read the Bible.
That clearly
They don't. They ain't never had. What they do is let somebody else read it for them and tell them, and they just take it to to
right.
heart.
And then they run to those scriptures
Mhm.
and then try to use that bad, broken, that
Horrible breakdown.
understanding
Yes.
to try to prove their points.
Which is, and then they have nothing else to stand upon, so then they want to change.
Then they
the
have no
subject.
precepts to back up the ones
Right.
they just quoted.
So then they'll just change the subject.
Yeah. Well, what
News
happened?
source. If you only listen to Fox News or CNN, you're only going to get one side of the story.
That's right.
So I try to bring you information coming in from a lot of different sources so you can make your own mind up. And most of my information can be confirmed with the articles that I leave you. And most of this foreign news, this Greek website, this is in Greek. You have to translate this into English. So, they're giving you their point of view and you have to make your own decision. So we're going to see what happens. Like I said, no one can guarantee that Russia is going to attack, but they're ready just in case. Russian forces now, I would say within one more week, would be completely ready for an invasion. All of their warships should be in place in a matter of days, probably about a week. And the United States will probably move more forces in to Europe the coming week. So we're probably going to see the NATO reaction force, that is a force of about 40,000 NATO soldiers, being activated in this coming week, being deployed to Europe. The United States has already set aside 8,500 troops from the 82nd Airborne, the 101st Airborne, and other units are on standby. Heightened alerts. I really do think, folks, that we are in a DEFCON 3 or maybe even a 2. I don't know. Officially, they're still saying it's a 3. So I know Europe is probably in a 2 right now. but they're still saying that everybody's in a 3. So let's keep on with the articles. Russia is tightening its grip on Ukraine from all sides, while officially denying any intention of invading, while other experts say that war is inevitable. A man close to Russian President Vladimir Putin has confirmed that the invasion of Ukraine will last a maximum of 48 hours, according to an article by Doras, Kazakhstan, Malefeyev. I can't pronounce these foreign names, folks. Sorry. I mean, it's not like Bill or Terry or Kenny. They really put in tongue twisters here. Konstantin Malofeyev, who is vice president of the World Russia's People Council, headed by Patriarch Kirill of the Russian Orthodox Church, and owns the media, said it would take 2 days for Russia to gain control of Ukraine. And that's probably a very good estimate of how long this invasion would happen, unless NATO and the United States attacks Russia. And then you have a whole nother ball game, folks. Who knows? United States might launch a preemptive attack against Russia and take out Moscow. I mean, we've been known to do that before. We were the ones to use the first atomic bombs in Nagasaki, in Japan. We ended the war, World War II, by launching 2 nuclear bombs in Japan. He said the open military conflict between Russia and Ukraine cannot be a war, or at least a prolonged war, because the difference in the military capacity is so great that there can be only one operation to force peace. It will take a maximum of 48 hours, and we cannot talk about the different fronts. Ukraine under Western rule. The founder of Tarsgrad TV channel stressed that Ukraine is now fully under the control and management of the United States and Britain, and that it will be dealt with on this basis by Moscow. He will emphasize invasion of Ukraine has already taken place, but not from Russia. U.S. and British special forces are already on Ukrainian soil. We know that Canadian special forces have also arrived in Ukraine. He warned the Western powers would lead Ukraine into a last suicidal war that would lead to bloodshed on both sides. Putin's friend said, let's see if their Ukrainian bosses will be ready to make peace without shedding Ukrainian and Russian blood, or drag the Ukrainians into this crazy suicide fight. On the 18th of this,
I'm gonna, any scriptures that you might have, any comments you want to make, but I'm looking at the DEFCON levels.
Yeah, I was about to pull it up.
And yeah, he's gonna put it on the screen. And in America, they said America's at DEFCON 3, but NATO is at DEFCON 2. All right, so the next one is 1, meaning it's going down. All right, but hold on, let me, he's gonna put it on the screen, but I'm gonna read it. It's at DEFCON 2. Exercise term, fast pace. Readiness, armed forces 6 hours or less to deploy and engage. Engage. It means they shooting at you, you shooting at them. All right. Description, near nuclear war.
That's why even the doomsday clock got moved up to 100 seconds, because they know it's about that time.
Because it's not gonna, it's not gonna start in this nuclear war. It's gonna be conventional first, but it's gonna quickly escalate to nuclear. All right. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because NATO is fracturing, and we all know that the beast has to turn on the whore.
That's right.
And that's literally happening, because now you got four NATO states that are already backing out, saying they don't want to deal. They don't want to go to war with Russia. All right. A lot of them get their oil and their different electricity and things like that. Which he's going to get to that about these ships in the water. Submarines. These submarines and these nuclear submarines and all these underground cables. You got 5,000 miles of cables underwater that connect America to MA6 and and what do you call the IDF and Israeli intelligence and all that, and how Russia's ready to cut all that shit underwater. So this shit is real, man. And he also, and I highly suggest that you go and watch this video. We're gonna listen to like 5 more minutes of it, but it's an hour and 41-minute video, man. He gives a lot of information, man, and he talks about how this thing, all the different possibilities and what can happen, and how the moment that Russia and America, or Russia and the West, meaning America and NATO, engage, China's gonna attack Taiwan, North Korea is gonna attack South Korea, and Iran's gonna attack Israel, or vice versa. So literally, world war. This shit is gonna go down, man.
Yes.
And the way that the nations are so fractured, because what's really happening is that the whole world is looking at America as the problem. Right? All right, people starting to see that and admit that, and a lot of right, and this, and the scriptures clearly says that the beast shall hate the horn, and the beast is NATO, and a lot of these European countries have not benefited from American policies in any way whatsoever, because often me as a country, I may have a good working relationship with a particular country, but just because America has a problem with it, now you want to throw sanctions on it, and you fucking up my money, and you keeping me broke and keeping me poor to support your agenda. Right. And that's basically what America has done.
But we cool though.
To these
you
other
gotta
nations.
Be cool with me though.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. So
it's here on the screen. DEFCON 1 cocked pistol. It's the exercise term when just locked and loaded, ready to at any moment.
Yeah, because remember the statement I said about the pistol being sheathed.
Yeah.
Right. When the rifle is on slung across your back,
it's just no.
Your pistol is inside the holster.
Yeah.
Right. The pin is in the grenade.
It's no biggie.
All right. But once you pull the grenade off and pop the pin, and you squeeze in the thing down, because once you let it go, you only got 4 seconds. Once you let it go.
That's right. Readiness, maximum readiness. Description: nuclear war imminent. That's DEFCON 1. DEFCON 2 is fast pace. That's the term. Readiness is armed forces 6 hours or less to deploy and engage. That means they're already in the region. All right. So they got 6 hours or less so they can be boots on the ground at the at the different whatever location is necessary. Near nuclear war. DEFCON 3 roundhouse, the term. Air Force 15 minutes to mobilization. Force readiness increased above normal levels. All right. DEFCON 4 double take above normal. Intel watch increased security measures strengthened to level up.
4 to 5 and whatnot. Like I said,
it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Like I said, when Elder Malcolm was playing it, he looked over at me and I put up 2. I already knew they was at 2. So DEFCON 2 in Europe is actually at any point in time a ground war can start. A ground war outside of nuke can start. It can start at any time.
Oh, well, when they invaded Iraq the first time with Bush, that was DEFCON 2.
Or if it's a power that they know that they can totally subdue, they can make a move on a DEFCON 2. Exactly. Good point. When they moved into Iraq, when America did the Iraq thing, they was at DEFCON 2. They never went to war.
Zayn Kodash said they cut the cables already.
Oh,
that's what he
call lawyer. How about shot? Ain't no turning back, man. Is he sure? Tell him to post the evidence. Post the resource, brother Baba Kashad. Post it. Hey, like I said, this is how long, man? We've been waiting for this, man. And we told you come January, a lot of shit was gonna happen, man.
Mm-hmm. And
right? After 9/11.
Yep.
After
119.
119.
Yeah, I already know what you meant.
Right. And how they waited, to impose all these new draconian measures in America. They waited to after the Christmas season. If it was really that serious, you wouldn't have had a Christmas season.
Right.
In fact, they wanted to. Why? Because they were trying to make the last few dollars that they could make.
Last $2.
Let this whole walk the corner for the last 2 hours.
All right, but go. Anybody got a scripture?
All right, precept.
Go ahead, bring it out, brother.
This is Job 12. This is one of my favorite scriptures. This is Job 12 and 18. It says, let's talk about the Most High, what he's doing. It says, he looseth the bond of kings and girdeth the loins with a girdle. This is what he does to the kings and the nations. So if you go into that word girdeth, it says to tie, it says to begin the battle. It says to make the attack. It says to fasten, in a sense, to join battle, to gird, to harness, to make ready, to order, to prepare. And that goes into that Ezekiel, the 30th chapter, where the Lord's going to put the spirit on Gog and Magog, which is Russia. It says, prepare for thyself. And that's what Russia is doing right now. And me and Big Eye were talking about it. We said Ukraine is really in the middle of it. They're the middleman of this. You know, because basically Ukraine is it's either what Ukraine is either Russia is saying you either come on this side or you die, basically.
Yeah, and ain't no way out of it.
Right.
All right, this that line drawn in the sand, man. This is the Warriors facing off against the Rogues and the Rifts that came on the beach.
Come out and play.
Shit about to go down, man. Ain't no, it's about to go down. All right, ain't no way around it, man. I'm just looking, while I'm waiting, it popped up. It begins, and this is the Canadian prepper, and it says without them, society collapses in 72 hours. Well, guess what? There's a massive truck strike. Up in Canada. And if you think that Canada's trucking industry is directly connected to America, there's a lot of it's going to be some serious issues. And now, if they cut those cables, like the brother said, man, we literally got hours before you start seeing differences in shit that's going to start happening, man. The brother was just talking about all these homeless people on the trains, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, all these carjackings is getting ready to turn into home invasions.
Mordecai Israel said they cut it in Norway weeks ago, but they fixed it. So we'll see. I was still waiting on. No. Right. He said that's what he said, but he was talking about only one. We'll see. With the brother post something else up, evidence up there. All right. Anybody holding precepts?
Yeah, y'all.
Go ahead, brother.
It's Jeremiah 50 and 7. I start 6. Jeremiah 50 and 6. It says, my people have been lost sheep, and shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountain. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting places. See, our people are over here in captivity, man. This war is looking real good to us, man. We've been waiting for this. Our enemy's about to go to the slaughter, man.
Only the righteous are, because the majority of oblivious.
Yep.
The 2/3, they ain't paying attention. Matter of fact, what they're waiting for is a new release of the new Jordans. They're trying to figure out who's gonna win the Super Bowl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Man, I was at my bowling league earlier today, and when KC was out of there, you just saw Jake, like, Jake, who was rooting for KC, all mad and shit. Motherfuckers who rooting for the Bengals, like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? They did a little pan away to one of the bars that's in Cleveland. Motherfuckers jumping up and down like with exuberant exaltation over a fucking football game.
Bread and circus.
You know what I'm saying? It's a bread and circus.
Bread and circus, man.
That's it.
That's stupidity, man.
Right. And look, guess what? They were having that bread and circus as the Roman elites were robbing them blind of all the silver, man.
That's it.
And that shit happened at my sister's house the night that it's last night. My sister's house was a nightclub where I used to bounce. That later got bought out by Ed Tunney, and it became 720, which was a legendary nightclub here in Chicago. And but that night that I remember that night whenever everything got weird, man, because we shut down the club and it was and guess what? The manager and the assistant manager had already taken off and took all the money that the club earned that night.
Wow.
And so you had all these big ass gigantic swole ass bouncers waiting to get paid, and there was no money to pay them, man. Wow. You know what? And if they walked out of there with DJ equipment, liquor, turntables, mixing machines, all kinds of shit.
Down.
Yeah, man. And two of the owners, two of the two sisters was hiding up in the office, man. You know, and they knew me, so so they were calling me. Basically, right to say their ass, man. All right, to keep them bouncers off of them.
Oh,
So them desks was getting paid.
So hey, this place is done, man.
that shit cold
I got scripture called people they soften. It says right here, Proverbs 19:15. Softness cast into deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. All right, so people about ignoring these signs, man, they constantly going to the deep sleep. They're gonna be, and then hungry. What they're gonna be? What hungry for? What they're gonna be looking for us, man.
Yeah, they're gonna be coming out. You know, we said that yesterday. You know, they're gonna be coming out on the streets, looking for the men of the Lord, man.
That's it.
And it's gonna be that famine of the word, man.
That's it.
And you know, and look, and there's gonna be no money to pay your police. There's gonna be no money to pay your soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at that point, the ones that's trapped out there are gonna be fighting for their lives, but the ones that haven't gone yet gonna be ready not to go, because it's gonna be like, well, we're not even getting paid. We got to go get fight and die and not get paid.
Oh,
you know, if you can't pay me, then that means you can't pay the insurance to my family, to my wife. Then why the fuck I'm gonna go die?
Exactly.
If it, you know, you get ready to have issues, man.
I'm looking at this report that just came out today. Justin Trudeau, which is the Prime Minister of Canada, him and his family, they got moved to a secret
Aren't they
location.
hiding right now?
Yeah, they in a secret location. Yeah.
Because he ain't safe right now.
Nope.
He ain't safe. Them Canadians, yeah. Because you believe me, you got some mad ass dude. And you know Esau, man, they'll go shoot up some shit. You know, you got some damn hunter that can hit a damn deer from 500 a mile away and right in the eye. You know,
you call that thing the usurper. You had the usurper guard, which you know, everybody was trying to become the Caesar in Rome, and they couldn't afford that. You know, to have that military protection. It's gonna give, when you see these robots and all this shit walking the streets.
Dogs.
Yeah.
That damn what was that movie that I was hipping brothers to?
It's like Mirror.
Not that was the first one, but the more recent one. Something of Man. Monsters of Man.
Oh,
that's right. That shit.
Yeah, when they was in Thailand or something.
They was in Cambodia. Yeah. But you married them robot dogs from Black Mirror to those things, and that's what you got coming for you, man.
Wow. That's
unstoppable.
With no conscience.
Hey, Tesla. That's really what Tesla's for. Tesla said he not to the fucking Elon Musk. The dude came out and said, I designed basically military equipment. He was like, this is really just for like the end. This is all end time equipment.
Right.
And he just came out and put that order in for all them humanoid robots.
Yeah.
What do you think they're gonna be used for?
And he said he was bugged out because they got working like 16 hours a day or some shit.
7 days.
He was talking about that shit like that nigga fucked up. He don't do shit to do that and fuck with rappers to get them to push his BS.
And he said, because he's saying the demand on the AI has been too much. They're saying that they want it right now, and they say because they want fucking destruction right now. They want it more than this.
And they also know that there's going to be a lot of rebellion and a lot of soldiers are going to, you know, say no to this shit, you know, and so they're gonna just like they're replacing restaurant workers with robot servers, they're gonna replace soldiers and cops with the same thing.
Right. A lot of the soldiers and cops in the military, they ain't with the agenda that the United States is pushing. Man.
Yeah, a lot of them are. They're like, look, because a lot of them will have that patriot, you know, want to defend the Constitution, you know, et cetera, keep their country. And they don't like the leadership and the way their country is going.
Yeah.
All right, and a lot of them are quite angry that they're going to war because it's like this shouldn't even be happening. Mm-hmm. But they don't understand this is prophecy. This has to happen. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, this, like I said, a lot of the cops are fucking ex-military, so that's why they feel that way about it as well. Because, like I said, there's a lot of things that they could bypass because they already understand use of force and this, that, and other. But the back of what Ramake was talking about, what government and things of this nature. This is Isaiah 64. We start at 1. Oh, that thou wouldest rend the heavens, that thou wouldest come down, that the mountains might flow down in thy presence. So these governments are going down. They getting pulled down. They getting. I mean, the word is doing it now, but the actions of what these words have been put into the atmosphere is not coming back void now.
You're right, because the Hebrew Israelite vibration is in the earth now.
That's right.
You know, we were just having that conversation in the call over here. You know how when we first came on the highways and byways, going back to 2007, 2008, 2009. And the elders had already been out there. But once the YouTube thing and faces were being seen, by the time 2010 rolled around, Jake was wearing their beards.
Sure.
The basketball players, the baseball players, the football players, all of the rappers, all of a sudden they were all wearing their beards when they weren't doing it before. They were the bald face wearing goatees. So that was that vibration. That straight came from us. That was that vibration from the men of the Lord being out there.
Even this cool nigga
pissing off Gillette and they mad as fuck. That's why they started putting out pseudoscience, false science about how the beard is more unclean than a booty hole and shit like that.
Even that nigga Future had said it, just laying back and all how he said the beards. His wicked ass nigga Future had said neck full of bees. They wearing the bees. Future said, he said neck full of bees. This shit getting spiritual.
Yeah, they be wearing stones now.
I see. Yeah, I even see just regular niggas on the street now wearing stones and stuff. They're right. They're doing so. The spirit of the men of the Lord is upon is upon the people now. And I tell you what they're not doing. They're not wearing shirts with fringes. That's something, right? That's something that they're not doing. But let's let this other half of this other 5 minutes. Oh, it's a little more sloppy. Go ahead.
Okay. That the mountains might flow down at thy presence, so the government's coming down, and when the melting burning fire causeth the waters to boil, to make thy name known to thine adversaries, that the nations may tremble at thy presence. I'm gonna back that up with this one, Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled? So he's got to have this up and going.
Right. So war has to be happening when the Lord comes back. That's it. And so then it's going to escalate. When the Lord comes back, it's going to escalate to nuclear. That's when it happens. All right. So the war is going to already be going on. That's just what it is, man. But let's let this other half of this not the other half, but this next 5 minutes.
Oh shit.
Ukraine border. Ukraine now estimates the number of Russian troops preparing for the conflict at 130,000, enough to carry out a partial or full invasion of Ukraine, according to many experts. On Friday, Russian President Vladimir Putin said that the United States and NATO has failed to meet Russia's key security requirements. In the controversy over Ukraine, he expressed his readiness to continue the dialogue. So that is this picture here. And that's not actually the one I was looking for. All right, so this is the lead article that we have. Escalation, Russian fleet on European soil, U.S. blackout mission, serious incident with Norway and Sweden. So let me bring you up to date on what is happening right now in a scenario of a total conflict with NATO. The Russian fleets are exercising with the thermometer of the crisis hitting red, as there were incidents with both Sweden and Norway. NATO analysts have found that the military mobilization of the Russian fleet in the Irish waters is intended to turn off the lights on the U.S. and European telecommunications in the event of an escalation of the crisis in Ukraine and NATO. Recall the major exercises of the Russian Navy and Air Force in the Atlantic Ocean is carried out just 240 kilometers off the coast of Ireland within its waters. Russia, cable disconnection rehearsal. Now, I don't know if you guys remember just a couple weeks ago, some undersea cables were cut off the coast of Norway.
That's what the brother was talking about.
And Russia is suspected of cutting these undersea cables with some of their mini submarines. Russia has small submarines that were specifically designed to cut undersea cables. So Russian fleet will be exercising off the coast of Ireland, where all of these cables are located, folks. Well-informed sources say that the scenario pursued by the Russian fleet within the exclusive economic zone of Ireland has to do with imposing a blackout on telecommunications connections between Europe and the United States. According to the maps that we see the light of day, the submarine telecommunication cables are passing through the point of the Russian exercise. If they are cut, then much of Europe will be isolated as communication with the United States will be cut off. The site of the Russian exercises is in the area through which many of these transatlantic internet cables that connect Europe and the North American pass. So this is where this box right here, this is where Russia will be holding their exercises right off the coast of Ireland and the United Kingdom, right here, about 240 kilometers off the coast of the United Kingdom. In the event that NATO enters the war, these cables will be cut. And you can see there's a lot of cables, folks, coming from the United States into the United Kingdom. Now, the United Kingdom, Britain, is one of Russia's fierce enemies, folks. The United Kingdom has been stirring up trouble with Russia for a very long time. So this would be one of the major targets to take out the communications between the United States and the United Kingdom. You can see all the cables. Let's go down. There is another picture of the undersea cables. Now, this is just another picture right here. All the cables right here coming from the United States into England. This is England right here. This is Ireland. So these cables will be cut unless NATO sinks these warships. And they're going to be cut by submarines, so they're not going to be able to take out the submarines unless NATO sends their submarines here, which they probably already have because the United Kingdom does have nuclear submarines too. So, like I said, folks, Russia is planning on fighting NATO. This is what it's all about. It's really not about Ukraine. This war coming up is not about Ukraine. It's about NATO and NATO's expansion on Russia's borders.
That's what it's go ahead, brother.
No, because there were reports saying that Russia has no advantage, has no advantage of attacking Ukraine because it's no threat. You're actually attacking NATO.
Well, NATO is attacking. The reason why Russia is doing what it's doing is because NATO is attacking Russia.
Right.
By NATO going to, in the United States and NATO going to Ukraine, saying, "Hey, let me give you weapons. Hey, let me give you this and that. Hey, let me do fuck with you." When actually Ukraine was part of Russia.
Exactly.
And so when you had Crimea, which was last, I think, a year or two ago, who was like they trying to break off from Russia.
Also a part of Russia.
Yes. And then you got Ukraine, which was part of Russia, and they're trying to play the game with America. Russia's like, look, you are not about to be next door to me with setting up missiles.
That's what it's all about.
You're not.
That's what it's all about. And because America wants to set up missile batteries in Ukraine so that they can have the advantage over Russia. And this is the last straw. Russia ain't having it. That's why this thing ain't gonna stop. Because in order for NATO and America to go forward with its NWO, they have to do this.
Yep.
So basically, the Lord is about to checkmate these fools.
And
this thing is about to go down.
Now the funny thing was last week's sit down was the hooks are already cast, and one of the reasons why the Spirit was on that was because how Ukraine is positioned right now between Russia versus America and NATO versus Russia and his allies. The final stage of World War III is set.
It's set, and then everything else is in place. The MOTB and the support system to support it is already in place.
Yep.
And the units are already in place.
Everything is set.
They have the units to implement to give to the people. All you need now is the events that's going to take place. And I tell you what, they cut some of these cables, and you got to have when they've been warning about blackouts.
Yep.
All right. So we know that the streets got to get crazy and got to get wild, man.
Yep.
The judgment is going to fall upon Israel. This Jacob's Trouble is about to go full blown, man.
And this is in couple right now with all the
All right.
slamdemic shit that's going on.
And coupled with all that.
With people sitting there, people right now are at their wits'
on
end.
edge. They're on edge, man. And the littlest thing is going to set people off.
Yep.
All right. Because I already believe, man, there's going to be some business owners who's going to lose everything. Who's going to
go?
And they're gonna rush City Hall and go after Larry Lightfoot and all that.
Uncle Larry.
A couple years ago.
And every other county, state, all these blue states where this sort of oppression is going on, the citizens, and you about to see a lot of Edomite on Edomite, a lot of white on white so-called crime.
You just posted a picture about the Patriot sticker that's popping up all over.
Yeah, and I looked it up, man. That Patriot sticker.
Yeah, like the Patriots. I forgot what it was.
Patriot.us.
Yeah.
I think it's called Patriot.us. So I looked it up, and basically that's the fighting force that's ready to,
Meanwhile, over in North Carolina, they got military drills fighting mock battles against patriot type people.
Right.
But this is what I'm saying. But
Bushwick. And this is the reason why they came against that movie Bushwick the way they did.
And it was an excellent movie.
It was an excellent movie.
And they
downplayed the shit out of it.
And took it out the movies real quick.
It showed in 2 theaters in the whole state of Illinois, man.
I hit the
Okay. Go ahead.
It's back in Jeremiah 50 and we'll jump up to 9. It says, "For lo, I would not cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From this she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, and none shall return." What is it, Gog and Magog? Russia's the top battle-hardened elite warriors right now, man. You're not fucking with them.
I mean, if you just look at their training videos of it versus all the other armed forces across the planet. Look at us. Russia armed forces training versus North Korea training versus America in their high heels and the rest of these.
Yeah, you look at the way the Chinese, the Koreans are training, and the Russians are training, and then you look at collectively the American military and NATO with all the females.
I was gonna say they got the fucking black
one. The IDF with all the women in there. You got all these women. Hey, man, you got some fine ass. Hey, you can say what you want to say. It's some fine ass heathen Israeli women, man.
That's right.
All up in that IDF, and like we said, man, them dudes, them Khabib type.
Yes.
Fighters, they salivating.
Yes.
I get some big booty black girls.
They salivating over the spoils that they already know they're gonna get.
That's right.
And
they're gonna welcome them to the battlefield.
That's right. See, people don't know about wartime.
No.
See, in the ancient world, people knew about war because anytime war happened, they already knew. And the first thing they know about war is your children, your females will be ravished if you lose.
Yep.
If you lose, you're going to lose your
and
children.
they will be taken into slavery.
Yep.
I just started watching Vikings again, and that scene when they killed Ragnar, when they attacked Ragnar, and his wife gave him the knife.
Yeah.
All right. His wife gave him the knife, man. Because she was like, because neither he nor her was like, I ain't about to be ravished by these punks. Right. Okay. And so what did he do? He with tears in his eyes, he took his wife out. His father was already blind and old. His father couldn't help him fight. All right. And he put on his armor and made his last stand, man.
Oh, that was Last Kingdom when he set him on fire.
In the Last Kingdom, yeah. So that Salakia. I said Vikings. I meant to say Last Kingdom.
Same shit.
God knows.
They say, "And Chaldea shall be a spoil, and all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord Yahweh." So they coming over here to run that. What do you say? That relay?
Yeah, they them relay rapes, man. What right? And so all you women who chose to, I told you, we've been telling you, you women who been riding the carousel about to ride your ass.
And
it's not going to be
optional.
It's going to be vicious.
Yep.
That's Isaiah. So I gotta get the
Isaiah
scripture.
10.
I was getting Isaiah 13. You get Isaiah 10. Okay.
That's what I was talking
Okay.
about.
I'm gonna say I didn't know. I was getting
You got it.
Genesis 19.
Hey, because
Yeah, that too.
That definitely that. Definitely that.
Yeah, well, real quick, I'm just gonna jump in and jump in and out.
You got Russia assembling over 100,000 troops.
It's more than that, brother.
Jake get hot about
I guarantee you. I guarantee if they're going from all the border of Russia and they're making sure they're going to be good. You do not, and we said this for years. You do not let anybody come on your property and set up a fucking a garrison on your property. You do not let nobody put a military base on your shit.
Exactly. Period.
Because if matter of fact, let's look on a carnal standpoint. We're here in Chicago. Imagine imagine next door.
Corner, nigga, and I'm down here
imagine next door neighbor starts putting up a military base on top of in your backyard. You be like, hey, no, nigga, what you doing coming over here? Oh no, we gonna set this right here. No, nigga, we gonna fight right now. Otherwise, that's not happening.
Right.
All right. You don't fucking have nobody do that, and that's what should let you know America runs the fucking planet. It has over 800 military bases across the planet.
Keep it at home.
This is Isaiah 13, just to prove the point I was going to make it just a second ago. And it should be in 14. It should be as a chase row, as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone to his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. You women, you all are going to get ravished.
Oh, that nigga say on Gladiator, after we ravished.
Exactly.
And ravished.
And that word ravished is the Hebrew word.
Oh yeah, wicked ass nigga.
Well,
Ain't let his soldiers in.
Yeah. He said, yeah.
He said your wife moaned like a whore.
But he said we killed the boy, and he cried like a bitch.
He said
and
pig. He squealed like a pig.
Yeah. After we rap, but that's exactly what he said. Every time I read this, that's all I think about is that the wicked ass nigga.
It's the best rap song I've ever heard, man.
It's the Hebrew word shagal, and the word means to violate, ravish. All right. It says to copulate with.
Oh,
all right. So when they say I'm going to ravish you, they're going to go take and gangster the puss, the putang, whatever you want to name it. This is what's about to come down.
In relay.
Yes.
I mean, they
tag team back again.
They tagging the next guy in. This
tag team back
and some of you, it's gonna be 2-3 guys at a time. Because you know Esau is a perverted freak, and so are these and a matter of fact, the blue hats, NATO forces are known for their ravaging.
The light blue.
Yeah, the light blue hats.
Light blue.
All right. Talking about a force for good.
And that's the heathen way, because we actually had a law on such things, man. You know, where that didn't happen.
Yeah, we don't do those such things.
You know, but shit,
that's a heathen thing.
Y'all want that shit, so that's what's gonna happen. You know, according to how this unrighteousness has been laid down, that there's gonna be much war, and with war comes certain things like that because soldiers get riled up. You know, your testosterone is built upon your strength, and it's also built upon your sex drive.
Hey, no, because go ahead. No, because the brother a couple years ago we going to General Butt Naked. Remember that? General Butt Naked, right? Yeah. There, the UN actually controlled that portion of the land, right? They said the UN would leave, right? They would leave for 4 or 5 months, and that land would be in disarray. But they also said like whenever they came, they only came to get high and the fucking goddamn women over there, man.
That General Butt Naked was a nasty motherfucker.
Right,
but that's what they did.
But the point being, the UN is only there for their own interest, man.
Yeah.
Wherever they at, it's their own
And that's it, man.
Wherever the UN is at, it's for their own interest. Like you said, back in '91. That's why I said this whole deal. I remember the Gorbachev tear that wall down. Yep. I remember that. Ronald Reagan telling Gorbachev to tear the wall down, and the whole deal. And that Soviet bloc, the USSR being broken up the way it was. where Crimea and all these other little borders and Ukraine and whatnot became independent scenarios and whatnot. That's the same time, like I said, that was part of the pulling back. When that happened, Russia had already pulled back some, but when that happened, they pulled back hard and started retooling their military. Well, they started retooling their military.
Well, if you look at the spiritual, because if you look at the top some of the top military nations and how much they spend, you got India, you got Turkey, you got China, who spend way more on our military
than anything
than the United States, man. So they've been building up themselves for this moment, man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But look.
They got them little ass rods. Hell yeah.
Hey,
Them niggas mad, man.
Look.
Yeah, they ain't the only ones with a gun now.
When Putin, I said I did a sit down on this probably last year sometime, but whenever time it was, Putin's backed Kim Jong-un and that nuclear program that he had in place, and he because of the anxiety that he had went through when he was trying to defend them documents, and he understood and said Kim Jong-un will have his people eat dog food or possibly dogs. Okay, that's what he meant by dog.
That's definitely
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because that's exactly what he said. He said, "Y'all got to get away from this Western civilization of thinking dogs as pets." Okay, so dog food, dog, and this, that, and other. So he said that part, and Putin didn't blink. Putin said, and I still respect and got it. So North Korea, China, Iran, and Russia, they like this, baby. Hey, fingers crossed. It's like, yo, me and you, we linked and hooked like this, boy. Yeah, they gonna have to break my finger to break yours.
Yeah. And China, between China's military, their supersonic missile capability, the size of their army, right. They also got the largest military manpower out of all. I mean, I don't even know how many million of soldiers that they got battle ready.
And their ability to knock out fucking communication.
Yeah, and it's also been said that they've been fighting each other with their weather machines. So they're saying a lot of this bad weather because America was they said this was going to be a mild winter, and all of a sudden it went crazy. Cool. So they're saying that it could be Russia or China blasting us.
Blasting the stratosphere with that.
Snowstorm.
Blasting the stratosphere with that.
Next week it's supposed to be like 12 inches. It's supposed to be like they about to put.
So you went from having a mild winter to all of a sudden
12 inches of snow.
So something's going down.
They always play with the weather. China is known to play with the weather. America's known to play with the weather, and that means all these other countries, they have the technology is out there.
Well, we know China, Russia, and America have that technology.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know what other countries have it, but we know that they have it.
And I'm just make me think of a video of Edomite saying, "Look," and he's pointing to the machines that's over there around Mississippi, whatever, where they have NASA has those weather making machines. They're literally pumping out clouds and clouds. They just blow nothing but clouds into the sky, and they said, "Now watch, in 30 minutes to an hour, it's going to be raining." And then they cut to where he's in the rain. See, it's raining. Looking at Esau been fucking with the modifying the weather. They're modifying everything. All right. He's
exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Still got that. We hit the Jeremiah. It's back in Jeremiah verse 11. It says, "Because you were glad, because he rejoiced, O destroyers of my heritage, because he had grown fat as a heifer at grass and bellow as the bull." See, in America, man, it's just like you just imagine you just see some nice plump cows, like, man, there's some venison, like we about these nations are looking at you like a fucking like, man, these virgin cows. Look at these guys.
Well, it's really what these other nations really want is I'm going to coin the phrase from Elder Yashawamba. They want their lick back.
Yeah.
America's been putting their foot down and fucking all these other nations up and prospering while these other nations have been suffering. Now these elites want they want their lick back. You know what I'm saying? Because what has America done? They went through all of Europe and subjugated
everybody in the
They had the Spanish American War, you had the French American War, you had all. They went in war with everybody to say we're the biggest dog on the planet, and if you don't listen to what we say, we're gonna fuck you over. So now a lot of people, you gotta understand that when America dropped the bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, there's still people who got animosity for that. There's people who got animosity for Vietnam. And all those, even the Gulf of Tungsten that started Vietnam, and even Pearl Harbor, it was all
they were lies.
They were all lies and set up on bullshit.
So guess what? The day is going to come when they're going to finally admit, everything about 9/11.
Yep.
And anyone who can do it just takes a little bit of research to find out that the narrative that was sold was complete and total bullshit. It would be like putting 30 pounds of bricks in a paper bag.
Hey.
It won't hold it.
I sat there on the phone. Look, I sat there on the phone on that day, on a cell phone, watching this on a TV that was turned down, because I'm putting a Mac in on this broad. But I'm watching a plane hit a building and come all the way through it. A plane can't come all the way through a building. Period.
Don't say too much, brother.
Oh, Salaki.
Yeah.
Because
that's another one of their trigger. That's one of their trigger points. If you say anything against their narrative,
Okay.
and that's bullshit. It ain't gonna even go through that was bullshit. All right. Go ahead. It ain't gonna make it through all them steel beams in there. It ain't gonna fucking happen.
Just like Miami, that building didn't fall by implosion.
Yeah.
A building just never falls by implosion unless it's imploded.
Exactly. The footprint can't be that clean.
He took it down.
Go ahead, brother. Bring it out.
This is going to America falling. This is Ezekiel 32:2. Son of man, take up a lamentation for Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and say to him, thou art like the young lion of the nations. Thou art as a whale in the seas. Because America's like Debo.
No, the whale's the biggest thing in the ocean.
Right. The whale is Debo.
Well, the Lord called him Leviathan.
Right.
Because there's no beast in the sea that's bigger than Leviathan. The Lord calls him Leviathan. You know what I'm saying? And Leviathan, according to the prophecy in Job, nothing can stop him. So what group of people on the planet can stop Esau, Edom, in America? None. The Most High has
eventually since Rome.
Exactly.
And Rome fell by divine intervention.
There you go.
All right, because you couldn't have beat them in the middle of a battlefield against their war machine. All right, the way they fought, they didn't really fight fair. They had superior firepower, superior armor, and you just couldn't beat them. All right. And basically, when they were reborn again into America,
they got that.
It's the same thing. That blessing of that sword is right back upon them, and so it's going to take divine intervention. Basically, what the Lord is doing is turning that sword on themselves.
I got it right here.
Go ahead, brother.
This is
Gotta have it too.
Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14 and 5 and 1 and 6. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath is a continual stroke. He that hath ruled the nations in anger, he persecuted and none hindereth, man. You see?
Right.
So,
yeah, he persecuted and oppressed, and everyone watched, but couldn't do nothing.
Yeah.
There were nations that were like, "Damn, man, this is so wrong," but they, when everybody set back.
That's right. That reminds me of Isaiah 14. Is this he who had us basically in derision? All the fir trees, everybody's rejoicing because he's being brought down, man. All right. But these nations, just like the nigger woman, they follow the power. Who's in power as they can see. All right. So these nations say, damn, he got the power. Okay, we're gonna follow you, white man.
You got the juice.
You know what I'm saying? You got the juice. Right. Exactly. You got the juice now. And so they're like, okay. But that's why the Lord says, my people shall be willing in the day of his power. Well, the Lord shows the real power.
And I always say that a lot of these brothers worrying about women, that you forget about your woman, man. Your woman is not going to submit to you.
No.
All right. No matter how much you think
she's revolted and gone.
She's never. Your woman's never truly going to submit to you until that day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Until that day, man.
She's revolted and
she's never gone. Because right now she always have the option.
Exactly.
You know, she has the option to make a phone call to Esau,
911.
or she got the option to go
That's
to her DMs on whatever social media she got here.
Every single
Because
one.
because all you don't even have to look good. All you got to do is have a fat ass and some big titties, and you put that up, and you gonna have simps. Oh baby, you so.
Brother.
I was just gonna say the bathwater.
Here's my number, baby. Soon as he fuck up, when he fuck up, call me. And guess what? Eventually, when you make her mad, eventually she gonna go and break that glass.
Yeah, she'll give
Can I tweak what you just said just a little bit?
Go ahead, brother.
Because she don't even have to look good.
She don't have to look good at all.
She can be ugly. She can be fat. She can be nasty. And these nigglets today, they only care about dipping the dipstick in something new, fresh, and they don't care no more. I mean, simping has went to
I've
such a
seen
level.
some of the most atrocious women,
Yes.
some of the most obese, out of shape, unattractive women be cold-hearted to a guy trying to just have a conversation with
Because
him.
there's
And I'm
somebody's
like, and I'm
gassing
thinking to
them.
myself, you should be glad you're trying to.
That's
People
spiritual,
that
bro.
gas-
Have a
they gas-
conversation. That's a regular fucking high. Bitch, I'm just not trying to be rude. I'm not thinking about you.
Hey, but I seen this
That's
one.
the spirit.
Like you did not stimulate my loins.
They're getting
at all.
See, now, but women have been gassed to the point where even though I hate to mention Kevin Samuels, but the Lord set him up too because he's decimating these nigga bitches. But even on his show, he'll sit there and say, he'll say, but ma'am,
Coach, what's his name? Coach Adams.
Greg Adams.
Yeah,
Greg Adams. I love that guy, man.
he'll say, but ma'am, you're 5'4" and 195 pounds. You weigh more than a man. No man's gonna want you. You're a lying motherfucking backer. And he'll say, well, okay, what do you rate yourself? A 10. And I want to have.
I love when you do that.
Brother, it was best said. You like the two end pieces of the
There
bread.
you go.
Everybody want to touch you, but don't nobody want you.
Hold on. You can't just say that like you ain't say that. You gotta say that again. That's a mother.
It's true, man.
Let me say this.
Because what happens is you go into the loaf of bread, you grab the end, you move it, and you get the bread behind you, put it back. Right. So a lot, and that's something. So I can get me another man. Yeah, you can. You gonna get all the dick you want, but don't none of them want you.
You gotta be a hungry motherfucker.
And the funny part is when you get to the end pieces, most of the time they get thrown away.
Yeah.
Most people don't even eat. They don't eat.
By the time you went through that
It's
whole
hard
life,
as hell.
it's hard. It's molded.
Yes.
You gotta be a hungry motherfucker.
Go ahead, brother. Dude got on the app. He made a fake profile.
Shemai.
He got on the app. He made a fake profile and he put a fat white chick up there. And he said, "Yeah, I had 3 STDs, 5 kids, and just kept going, make some crazy shit." The DM filled up with over like 15 people in the house.
Good Lord.
God damn.
You niggas gotta be stopped, man. These things gotta happen, man.
Because the thing, men have failed for the narrative of Esau Edom. The 2/3 have failed for the narrative of Esau Edom. The heathen have failed for the narrative of Esau Edom, and now everybody is out here. The Lord said, when He said revolted and gone, everybody is revolted and gone. It is nothing but madness in the world.
And I believe
these
that.
niggas do not have a world mentality and no part of their bone.
We just sound like it possible. We talked about that the whole way in the car, man. The whole way. Well, we went to the because we're the Israelites, man. We're the apex of men. We don't have no business of being that. The Lord Himself gave you a name, Yahshua Allah. He Prince Power. He Prince God. And you dealing with some stupidity like that?
Knowingly fucking the bitch that got an STD.
That's
knowingly.
Well, yeah, Esau's in rulership. This is Rock 10-2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
See, now that's twofold. On one hand, I'll go the good fold first. We are like Yahushua. That's why we hate it. All right. Just as the king is, so is his men. We doing everything. We and the more harder we try to teach and share and give, the more shittier it gets. It's like you stupid motherfuckers. But on the flip side, as Esau is, so is all the heathens. And as Esau
worships
is,
and elevates the woman.
Yes,
Yep.
yep, yep.
And that's
yep.
what that vibration. It's just like I was watching a video. I'm trying to remember what brother was. I think it was Bar Ra. Yeah, it was Elder Bar Ra's video. And basically, he was talking about how China now has that problem.
I sure did. I just watched this video.
Where the women are
being told to marry unemployed.
Right, and the women are basically calling all the Chinese men. The women are calling all the Chinese men, all the Moabite men, scrubs. So they don't want to. So the Chinese, so the Moabite women don't want to deal with the men because they feel like the men are beneath them. Why? Because the same shit is happening over there. They feel like, well, I'm highly educated and I have degrees and blah 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 blah. So I need to. So basically, the curses are falling upon the.
That's
And it's beautiful because when you follow wickedness, you will get what wickedness produces, which is bullshit. You can't. A woman, I don't give a fuck if she's. Matter of fact, in my bowling league, this is one woman. She's got to be like 6'1".
Hold on. Right? You can't just. What? She's a black woman.
Yeah, she's a Keisha.
Yeah, we
a black Keisha. A black Keisha.
Yeah,
she's about 6'1" or whatever. I guarantee you, I can take the brother Lahab. I can take the brother Yaquaria. Now these brothers are half their size, and these brothers would whip her ass. You don't know men's strength. You don't know the physique. You don't know fucking physics. All right. The Most High set sinews and tissues in our body that's wrapped in such a way you can't fuck with us, you women. All right? You are going to be destroyed by a bunch of men. And these men are not going to be righteous men. They're going to be wicked men. And they're going to do whatever the fuck they want to do with you fucking stupid women. You do not walk up to a motherfucking lion. Then that means you do not walk up to a fucking man. You're going to see once this 911 is done, when you see all these systems collapse, all that shit's going to be gone. It's going to be very quickly back to the ancient vibration, and you're going to either humble down or be killed.
That's right.
As those 4 winds, the 4 winds were kept from us, for the elect to be sealed, so which it was, us sowing this this doctrine up for the elect as well as who would hear it, man. And that's all it was. Now, if you were meant to be destroyed after these words were said, you did not take heed. That's on you, because it's all just a part of people being entered into the ark of the covenant right now, man. That's it.
Yeah, that's to cherish the spirit, like the other apostle around Lab and the other apostle Bar brought out some years ago. We building up the spiritual ark, but hopefully that ark gonna be the chariot. And these people are not worthy. Hopefully Yahweh Ratazah, we worthy. Presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice to be beamed up. But look, man, these people don't. You look, and then even going into the woman. I tell brothers all the time, man. This bitch don't believe you getting paid next Friday. You really think that the average Israelite woman, no matter what selected tribe, the average Israelite woman, do you really think this bitch believe niggas that look like, men that look like you, with spiritual powers are coming out the sky to deliver them from the white man?
Hell no.
Of course not, man. So finish playing that little game.
What are you gonna say?
I'll play that shit.
I literally watched a brother Simon Lahab way about the side of me. I'm gonna say that, right? Literally put the fucking mitts on this bitch, man. Right? And she just wouldn't shut the fuck up. All he kept saying was, "Look, just be quiet, just be quiet, just be quiet." And he held back on the bitch. Held back on her, man. And she just wouldn't stop. And the thing is, like, you women don't understand that the Lord is really holding us back from what we really want to do to you. But there's gonna be a time where Lord gonna take that away.
And them hoes in that Ronda Rousey spirit.
Yep.
Exactly. Beat up.
There's no judgment in the earth. And that's what's about to come.
Yeah.
Real judgment about to come. None of these more
fake shit, man. The Lord.
That's right.
These women and children are dying almost every day.
The
young men, and the scriptures say the young men shall die in the streets. Man.
That's right. Amos 7:17. Get that, Mariella. But I want to make this. This is a woman I know, and this happened earlier today. It's a chick I know, a nigga woman, and I don't deal with that at all. Yeah, we ain't night riders. Yeah. But nevertheless, I know, and she one of the main women who came against me, you know, when I really boldly proclaimed the White Castle as I always do. But this morning, a dude walked up to her car and shot at her car 8 fucking times.
Beautiful.
He tried to shoot the bitch, and she said, "I never seen this dude a day in my life. I didn't know him. I just was saved outside of me just speeding off." This was this morning. Black woman. She's not ugly. She cool. You know, and she I don't really have a sexual relationship with her like that, but you know, we used to cool out. You know, but the bitch walked. She said, man, the nigga walked right up to my car, man, out of nowhere, and just shot her, blow her ass away.
She shot up a car.
He never seen her. This not a nigga like she fucked over or nothing. And this not even a bitch who like he fucking with drug dealers or nothing.
She turned him down. She don't even remember him.
Yeah, definitely.
She turned him down at one point in time.
So probably not. The Lord had to make that up.
I was gonna say.
I mean, well, if the Lord had the truth,
that was a warning.
He would
that
have
was a
warning. But that was definitely a warning.
That was this morning. That was wild.
This is Sirach
Tell her
39:28. There be spirits that I created for vengeance, which in their fury they on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their.
Start it over again, Pop. Sure.
Okay. Ecclesiastes, Sirach 39:28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore stroke.
That means painful. Yep. All right, go ahead.
In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath.
In Ecclesiastes 3rd chapter, it says that there's a time to kill. All right, go ahead.
And says, if I may, he said pour out. He just said, pour what?
It didn't say sprinkle.
No, pour out their pour.
See, and I just did a lesson on the way here that when the sword judgments of the Lord is going to be very fierce. It's going to be horrible. People, they
have no clue.
It's like a motherfucker say, well, I don't mind my mama whipping my ass because I can handle an ass whipping. You can't handle an ass whipping of the Lord. A real ass whipping of the Lord, the most ass whipping the Most High has put on us now is less than our iniquities deserve. God. And even then, when he puts down that real final judgment, you're not going to stand.
Let him finish that. Go ahead, bring it out.
All right, brother. Okay. In a time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
So this violent act that is being done to this person is actually pleasing the Heavenly Father.
He said it pleased him to bruise.
Yeah, I was about to say Yahweh shot.
All right.
To bruise Yahweh shot.
Go ahead, there's some more to that, brother. Keep going.
Okay. Correction. All right. Fire and hell, famine and death, all these were created for vengeance.
So these people getting caught up in these crazy weathers, and then it kills them. Getting swept away in floods, getting volcanoes,
tsunamis,
hurricanes, tsunamis, getting sucked up by tornadoes. Go ahead.
Oh, matter of fact, that decree that Apostle Tahar came out with, no casinos, no clubs, this, that, and the other. And then we get something in Group Me where motherfuckers shot up some shit.
The club.
Shot up the club. So it's like, yo, don't get caught in the crossfire because, like I said, once that shit leaves the fucking end of that weapon, if you trying to get out the way, you can run into the way.
Hey, Pops, I was just down in Miami, and I was chilling with the elder Karab, right? We did a lesson and shit, and we was chilling, and I was talking about how I was just wooed off the palms. Every time I go down there, I just be so wooed off the palm trees. And he was saying, man, he said, a lot of niggas died just off coconuts hitting them in the fucking head.
Dang. Get the fuck!
I said, man, listen, man, I done did some real shit, man. I done do some real shit,
you just have to be walking around a coconut, bust you your shit.
Man, you just got there, you probably got
bitch. Some palm trees, they get really tall. So they
that's
get
wild.
300 feet. So that's a lot of pressure. The coconut weighs about 2 or 3 pounds. So you ever picked up a 2-pound weight?
Right. And hit him up
I ain't ready to kill you. That shit is hard.
Yeah, and then drop it. You know,
walking by this day like talking about fucking quality. I was
picked it.
Like, man, a lot of motherfuckers really die like this. Could you imagine just whooping 4 niggas, shooting a nigga last week, getting shot, making it out, like feeling like fucking 50 Cent or something? You gonna stand your goofy ass here, man. Look, you telling the story out, bitch ass niggas. They had me. I was in the cops playing off. I wouldn't fuck the bitch. Boom. My mother used to be up. Nigga was in the Marines, did a 12-year tour, fully decorated, all time. Motherfucker go back home. Dude, this shit fucked up, man. This shit is fucked up.
Don't walk under palm trees.
That is shameful, man. The Lord cold, man.
He was telling me, he just good at spotting this. He was like, it's more people out here strapped than you would really know. And he was telling me, all these people are really just taking time by you. You know what I be out there doing. He was like, they want
sleeper cells.
He was like, these people right now, they go to these casinos. These motherfuckers are trying to get out of that debt, and they going, you might not even be winning. But motherfuckers having a bad day. You gonna get into some words. These people got nothing to lose anymore.
They taking time by Baba Kushal. Let me get this out.
I love that. And matter of fact, that I just got imprinted. People are ticking time bombs. And the Lord said
that's a lesson.
That's why I had to say it again to imprint it, because people are ticking time bombs, because the love of many shall wax cold, and so many people are just on edge because all the bullshit that they're going through.
Hey, you know, it's funny that you say that. I remember some years back, I introduced Canasco to his cousin, to the rough side of my family, and 70-year-old man at the time. I was like, "This."
Who you?
Yeah. No.
You old bastard. I had, Pops, you know goddamn well I had to do that. This was in 1990. Pops was 70.
But no, so I introduced him, and I said, "This is Clyde. This is your cousin Johnny and all them. This is their dad." I said, I introduced him. I said, "You got those on you?" He was like, "Huh?" I said, "You got those on you." Gave him the book out. "You got those on you?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, Show your young cousin." He pulled a chrome-plated, pearl-handled 45 automatic out of his waist.
Beautiful.
He bent down and pulled out a snub-nose 5-shot 357.
Damn.
Nice
bulldog.
No, this was 2008 or 9 when I introduced him. He had never met Clyde. So, like you say, there are old motherfuckers out there that strapped to the nines, baby.
Hey, now I work at Margaritas. The owner.
Yeah, and the police don't even pay those guys like that.
No.
They looking for the young guys who's sagging.
The owner at Margaritas. He's an Iscarite. He's in his 70s. He always got one on the hip and one in the leg. And when now y'all know about
the
old
cartel.
Yeah. And when the whole shit happened last year, when me and Margaritas, when the niggas went to go do the shootout, which I was, whatever you already know about that, right? Do you know after the whole fact, when I talked to him, he's like, "But I'd have been shot. I would have came and I would have shot them, and it was like, shit, nigga, we just would have shot them. We would have got into a shootout." It's like, and then one of the guys who won't let me work on his shift, that's their philosophy. And even when it was a girl who attacked one of the other managers the other day and she got fired, whatever. But the other bitches in the back was like, why y'all stop them from fighting? Y'all should have just let them fight. Jake just ready to say, no, let's go shoot each other. Go, let's fight. And that's the spirit of the world. It's like war. It's stupid. It's war. Let's fight. It's horrible.
If I may, this
shit don't make sense.
This is Job 34. I'll start at 24.
Yes, sir.
It says, "He shall break in pieces mighty men without number, and set others in their stead." Who are those others? The elect.
That's right.
It says, verse 25, "Therefore he knoweth their works, and he overturneth them in the night, so that they are destroyed." It says, "He striketh them as wicked men in the sight of others." Okay, and that's those spirits created for vengeance, man. All right, the Lord is gonna put the spirit on wicked men to strike people down, man. That's the spirit of the Lord whacking shit.
Hey, all I think about is when I read that Spirit Training for Vengeance on Players Club, when he said, "Do something to make me feel."
That's right. That's right.
I remember when I was a shorty, it's this nigga, and he's a fake famous rapper. Well, almost a fake famous rapper in Chicago now. I ain't gonna say his name. We was on top of the hill, and I whipped his ass, man.
Right.
Because he started a fight with me. And I ended up getting cool with this dude after we had the fight. This when we was actually younger.
Fight with you?
I mean, we was younger then. We both was just knuckleheads. I was always whooping some ass, Mr. Rice. You can find that swole a little bit later, Mr. Rice. But no, but so the long story short, me and this nigga end up getting cool, like, cause you know, like back in the day, everybody went and talked about the fight or the party that happened on Friday, on Monday when you went back to school. And
That's how we got there.
so nigga, you know how the fight started. He said, "Cause dude them told you to get off the corner." I'm Kelly's son. I ain't got to get off no motherfucking corner. JB, my uncle. He said, "Yeah, but OG in that wheelchair was about to kill your ass." Nigga, the old man in a wheelchair told us to get off the corner. That nigga was trapped. He was gonna find my goofy ass up. And the fight with the dude actually saved my motherfucking life.
Well, we see that nigga at the barbershop.
No, the Lord saved your life.
Yeah.
But here, get that Amos.
Old niggas be strapped.
7 and 17. Bible shop. We're going to wrap it up.
Benji left a quote while you pulling that up. Benji said, "Nigga pulled up on a bike, tried to rob my uncle. Uncle reached under the seat and pulled, I guess, the Glock and gave dude bike to my cousin." He said, "America ain't gonna be like these other countries. These people armed to the teeth, and that's gonna be part of the calamity that's gonna go on. I guarantee you, over half of Jake is armed. Over majority of Esau's armed.
Yeah.
This is going to be a hotbed of hell.
Yeah, and the heathens are all armed as well.
And trained. That's right. Jake ain't trained. They've trained. They got hundreds of hours in the strap.
I just watched the video with the it's a split screen.
Yeah.
And it's got the Edomite chick running, doing the tactical shooting, and then the Jake chick below her twerking.
Yeah, I see.
Right. So this is what their daughters are doing. And this is what the daughters of Zion are doing.
If you go up to if you go over here to 167th, right off the expressway, 159th, and you go toward Orland Park, you're going to pass. I think it's called Eagle or something. It's like a gun range, called Eagle or whatever. It's always packed. I have not driven past that gun range with not seeing cars in the lot, and you know. Operating hours out. They are going in and they are working it out. Now, first,
they're working on their load techniques. They're working on their accuracy. You know,
you remember the dude? You remember the dude who said, "Now, what if your right hand gets broken or you stop it? Have you ever practiced shooting with your left? You need to practice shooting with your left too." It's like Esau is ready on the right and on the left.
I blast it with my right arm. I can still shoot with my left.
Cock it on your leg.
Man, Jake ain't ready, bro. Jake ain't ready.
Hallelujah. He was out one day because I broke up this fight because it was two Jakes. They really about to shoot each other. Dude, bro, he ain't the tallest, but it's like this older Mexican dude. He was like, "You gotta tell him to stop fighting." I'm like, "Hey, y'all gotta stop, man, because that motherfucker for real, man. Like, I don't know what y'all motherfuckers just playing, but there's certain people out here that's for real." And that's the thing. These people really, you niggas are on borrowed time and y'all playing. These other motherfuckers are for real.
Look, I've been saying it all the time. Anybody outside of the Psalms, the 91st chapter covering, you fuck. I don't care what you know. I don't care who you know. If you ain't calling upon the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and dwelling under the shadow of the Almighty, you fucked.
Absolutely.
That go for you niggas, you bitches, you bitch ass niggas. Hey, under Yahushua,
you tough ass niggas.
You tough ass niggas. He said they will be like women in travail. So how much more bitch ass niggas?
No.
Hey, listen. King David was the mightiest man to ever walk the face of the earth under Yahushua. And he said that the Lord was his shield and buckler. Right. You niggas ain't on no type of level, man. You can fucking forget about it, and we can too if we not doing this work.
And King David didn't rise up. It was the Ammonites who played mad with.
The Ammonites, I think. It don't matter, one of them.
It was one situation, King David. I'm pretty sure King David knew he was King David, but he still applied that wisdom. He said, I ain't fighting.
Hey, because the scripture says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times and the strength of our salvation. That's why the scripture says.
You gotta know when to hold and when to fold.
Exactly.
It's Amos 17. It says, therefore saith the Lord Yahweh, thy wife shall be a harlot in the city, and thy sons and thy daughters shall fall by the sword, and the land shall be divided by line. And thou shalt die in the polluted land, and Israel shall surely go into captivity go into captivity forth of his land.
Every bit of that scripture is being played out.
That's right.
Right now, because we're still in this captivity to this day. Hey, so with that, man, but you got one more?
I was about to pull that with the last about the men held with their hands in travail, but it's fine because it's cool. Men are gonna be like these bitches who are having babies.
Lamentation. Go ahead and read that Lamentations. 2:21.
Okay.
That's hot.
Man, okay, I got the Jeremiah 30:6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned
that's
into
paleness.
Knees
That's a
knocking.
lot of fear.
Yeah.
When your nuts are hurting, you
Yeah.
just balled up. You so scared.
But then cry.
You got a gun on your hip. You got a gun on your hip, a knife on your hip, and you still balled up
and yelling like a woman in labor.
You sweat that
That's
Debo's picture cool.
That's what's about. That's about to happen to niggas.
Little fish coming down and shit.
And the elder Benji said, Lamentations 2:21. The young and the old lie on the ground in the streets. My virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword.
Yeah.
Thou hast slain them in the day of thine anger. Thou hast killed and not pitied. All right, but that's just so spiritual because the lesson I did before was telling the shit that's about to come. It's going to be so horrific, so harrowing. You don't. It will behoove you, as like the scriptures say, as it is today. While it's today, harden not your heart, as in the days of provocation. Because once the Most High starts this last judgment roll, it's done.
Just the visions the prophets had.
Yeah, he gonna turn on that faucet and it ain't. It's
coming
gonna
off.
pour out, man. Hey, so with that, man, we're gonna give all praises, all honor and glory
Unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
Wa Abba Ball.
Abba Ball.
Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.